Hey everybody, it's your girl Hita, and I'm back for a super fun episode of HitaTalk. I mean, they're all fun, right? So make sure you subscribe below to be in on all the fun. Today, though, I am chatting with the beautiful and lovely Mila Krol of Pinot's Palette. So if you haven't heard of it, you're going to want to stick around because we're going to be painting, we're going to be drinking, and we're going to have fun. Stay tuned. How you doing?
Great, how are you?
Good, I'm so good, and I love that you're here and you have your amazing shirt. Paint, drink, and have fun.
Right, what else is there left in life?
I don't think there's a whole lot, but I want to hear all about Pinot's Palette. But before we do that, let's get to know you a little bit.
My background is quite varied. I went to school for sociology. I went to school as an adult though, and before I went to school, I already had a pretty full-fledged career in IT. So I kind of stepped out, got my degree in sociology, did a stint in nonprofit, didn't quite find myself there, and guess what? Went back into corporate and did IT until I opened Pinot's.
Until you were like, I'm done with this stuff. We're gonna paint, drink, and have some more fun. That's so funny. So talk about Pinot's. When did you start it, and why did you even get involved?
Oh yes, so I opened Pinot's, it's my 2-year anniversary that's coming up actually. February 28th is the open date. And really, it was really simple. My mom was turning 60 and we were looking for something really fun, or I was looking for something fun to do and something to surprise her with. And so I searched out a paint and sip studio in the Twin Cities and we went and we had such a good time. Yeah. We had a great time, and then I kind of had an aha moment. I looked around and everybody was celebrating something. There were groups of girlfriends celebrating each other. There were people on dates of all different ages. There were just so many things, so many couples or so many people just being with each other, and that really spoke to me. And so I thought I could take all of my background in corporate America and just put it towards something that I felt was meaningful in society.
Because of all the experience that you've gained that far.
Yeah.
Just in a different realm, not in IT.
Not in IT. Yeah.
So then you were like, I'm going to do this business. I'm going to run the show. Do you own it by yourself?
I do.
That is amazing. That's why she's a Wonder Woman.
Thank you.
And you have a family, so
I do.
How is it juggling being an entrepreneur and running a family?
That's such a good question. I bet you know what that's like as well.
A little crazy. I love it.
I think it's really hard. I think there is no balance, and I think there is only a juggle and a hustle. Yeah. There's a lot of negotiation. My daughter is now 8, so we can negotiate with her.
Oh, negotiation with the 8-year-old.
Yep. There's negotiation with my husband.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would say, a little fun fact, for the first year, I didn't clean my house. I didn't pick anything up. All of my energy literally went towards Pinot's.
I just have to applaud that because some women drive themselves crazy about trying to be the perfect this, the perfect mom, the perfect wife, the perfect leader, and have the perfect house and clean. And honestly, if I wash my hair this week is a success. And yeah, the house will be clean when you need to be clean.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Well, thank you.
That's balance, is learning when to
yeah.
say no to things.
That's a really good point. I do have a very supportive husband too, so lucky for me, he would pick up where I couldn't.
I love it. And so the dynamic of your family is fun because you bring your Russian diversity to the table. How does your family and your surroundings and your social circle kind of play in a role with you bringing diversity to the table?
Well, my family, my husband has got the same background.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
you guys are full-blown.
We're full-blown. We met here. We both speak fluent Russian. Okay. Our daughter spoke only Russian until she was 4.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Amazing.
She is trilingual now, which appeals to me. Actually, 4 languages. She's learning Hebrew, her 4th language right now.
Good for you guys teaching her that.
Thank you. I think it's really important. So you bring up an interesting point, because languages to me is a doorway to a culture. And the more exposed to various cultures you are, the more worldly you are, I think, the wiser and the more adaptive you can be and just have more fun because of that.
Has it ever posed challenges as an entrepreneur?
That's a really good question.
Or has it been almost an added bonus having that perspective?
I would say more of a bonus, because I feel like I can understand people better because of my own varied background.
Yeah. I feel the same way when people talk about culture. I may not understand theirs wholeheartedly, but I know that I come from something different, and then I can listen or perceive things a different way than maybe someone that doesn't have that. So I was curious how that plays a role with your family and your dynamic. How can people get involved with Pinots? How do you come and paint and drink and have fun?
Such a good question. First of all, please everybody, just have fun in your life. It's so important, right? If you don't come to Pinots, you'd be making a big mistake. But
Shay, you heard it here first. We're just gonna keep it real with you guys.
exactly. But have fun. To find Pinots, you go to www.pinotspalette.com/St. Louis Park.
We'll put that link down because people spell palette wrong all the time.
I know, there's 3 different kinds of palettes. Did
I've
you know
learned,
that?
yeah. Yes, we won't go into that, but yes, we'll talk about one or the other ones today.
Yeah, so my kind of palette, on the website, you can see the calendar.
Okay.
You just click on the picture that appeals to you, find some friends that you can do it with, and sign up right there. We also do private parties, and fundraisers and corporate events, and so
Tons of stuff.
tons of stuff.
So why do we have dogs today? We have some paintings of yours, but you guys do this really cool thing with painting your dog.
Yes, dog is one of the pets, but it's paint your pet.
Okay.
We've had a kangaroo.
What?
We had a tarantula.
They don't bring their animal in the studio, do they?
No, they don't. Could you imagine a tarantula? Do you want to pet it?
Well, that would be interesting, but I'm just thinking of the kangaroo that's hopping out of the studio with some wine tucked in its pouch. Sneaky. But that's not how it works.
No, you actually send us a picture, and then we screen print it, and there's one example right behind me, and it can be any pet. We screen print it on canvas, and then when you come in, everything is set up for you. You have this as your guide. You have a picture of your pet, and then we guide you through step by step, and you end up with a full-blown portrait.
Amazing, and I think a sense of accomplishment is just far beyond words can express, but it's guided, so no one needs experience coming into this, right?
No experience.
Everything is provided.
Everything's provided.
And the wine and the apron and all of that.
Yeah.
So as a business owner, it's not always fun. You face some challenges because why would everything go flawlessly? What is maybe one of the biggest things that you've overcome that was maybe not so fun, or maybe something that almost derailed you from pursuing this path?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a good question to talk about. I've had a lot of challenges. So some of them were health related and family related, and
People don't think about stuff like that.
yes, there's some unexpected illnesses, pretty major, that happened in my families, and I had to split my time between opening a business and devoting myself to the people I loved and being there for them, which is a really difficult choice. So I would say that's probably the biggest. And the next biggest is I didn't know everything. I had to learn a lot of stuff.
We're Wonder Women, but we're not a know-it-all.
No, there's so many things I had to learn. For example, I did not know that in order to serve wine, I had to become a restaurant.
Oh my goodness, seriously?
Yeah.
So the liquor permit and all of that.
Yeah, so the liquor permit is one thing, but then everything that goes into opening a restaurant and running a restaurant was a complete surprise, and I just fumbled into it.
And now you're full force and you serve tons of wine. Do you guys just offer the wine, or do you offer food and maybe education on the wine? What does that look like?
Yes, wouldn't that be fun? I should do the education on the wine.
Bring in a sommelier maybe.
Yes, that would be really fun. Good
You
idea.
heard it here first. I actually got inspired from a friend that's joining us today behind the scenes, so I'm going to give credit where it's due. But that would be really cool to learn about wine. It'd be more of like a 6-hour process probably. And the painting would be maybe more Picasso as you went on, but
Yeah, well, we could pick some, wine-related paintings or do some countryside or something. That's good question. I mean, good point. We can do that.
women in this creative space just help each other out.
Yes.
So speaking of women helping each other out and coming up with really cool things, what's one of your most proudest accomplishments? Like, what are you super proud of? Whether you came up with it on your own or help from someone else.
It's still related to Pinots. It's just persevering and succeeding for the last 2 years. That has really got me proud of myself.
That's a big deal.
Yes.
Doing something.
Yes.
And continuing to do it. Doesn't always have to be perfect, but doing it.
Continuing to do it, continuing to learn. So it's the perseverance of it, but I've also had a very varied life. I've had a lot of different kinds of experiences, and so Pinots has been one of those, and so completes the picture.
I love it, and it's a fun space. I was first there with the Twin Cities Moms blog, and I'm on their event
right, I
committee.
remember.
That was so
a fun
fun.
party.
It was fun. Moms need a night out. Moms need to get away, which brings me to my next question. How do you unwind? I mean, you have a pretty freaking awesome job, but what do you do?
True. That's true.
Doesn't get any better than that, but what do you do to unwind and have Mila time?
Believe it or not, I'm an introvert, and so I like to have quiet time. I like to watch movies and read books, and sometimes just watch my kid, no matter what she's doing.
Yeah.
That's really fun for me.
Sometimes the basic, simple things are more peaceful than you can expect. I can relate to that wholeheartedly. Music-wise, music is therapeutic, but you read books and watch movies. What kind of music were you listening to on the way here or recently?
Quiet, no music on the way here. Okay. But I like, have you ever heard of Deva Premal?
I don't think I have.
She's in the yoga circles, and so one of my favorite things is the Gayatri Mantra by Deva Premal.
That just sounds so cool, and that just rolls off your tongue so nicely. So we have some activities lined up, and we're not quite done yet, but before we wrap up this part, I want to ask you, as a community, whether we're in St. Louis Park or St. Paul, women, creatives, entrepreneurs, diverse, we're all diverse in our own ways. How can we support you?
Oh, thank you.
Of course, it gets so emotional. Well, it's important. It takes a village, and we want to come and have fun, but we want to know where you need that most support.
So for me, the support really is in make time for yourself and have fun. Come to the studio, be with other moms, be with other women. Oh, yeah, it's one and the same.
It's important.
Yeah.
Excellent. And where can we find you again on social media and Pinots?
So www.pinotspalette.com/St. Louis Park, Pinot St. Louis Park on Instagram, and St. Louis Park on Facebook. We're everywhere.
Well, we are done for this part, but you have a
you.
painting activity for us.
Yes, how fun is that?
All right, we're going to roll up the sleeves. I'm probably going to take off this jacket, and we're going to get messy. All right.
Let's do it.
Stay tuned. So we had the conversation, and now what would this segment be without some actual fun? So what do you have lined up for us today?
So I have some paint, some wine.
A little rosé.
A little rosé, a little brush, and a canvas. You can't live without a canvas. And so I have a mini little version of what we're going to do here today.
Okay. So we're painting. We're actually going to paint.
We're actually going to paint. We're going to paint a wine glass.
Oh, I can do that. I can paint wine. I can drink out of the wine.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So the first thing, when you come in, everything's going to be set up for you, kind of like this.
Okay.
And your paint will be in this beautiful little oyster shell, and you just open it up, and ta-da!
Does it have that sound effect too?
It does. Yeah, I promise. So this is your mixing plate.
Oh, it is?
Yep, you need this, and then this is your paint plate. And you can use both to mix.
Okay.
But first thing you want to do is dip your brush in water.
Da-da-da-da.
And then do a little dabbing.
Okay. And you guys instruct through all of this?
All of this, step by step, just like this. And then you take some red. You just basically take 1 scoop, just like this.
Excellent.
And you start painting. So this is a really easy one.
Oh.
You press and twirl. And press and twirl.
So you don't need to know how to paint to do this?
No. Those look amazing. And
Thank
you. Just
you.
keep going. You just have them overlap. And do some of this all around your canvas, and so you have these like nice little twirlies.
I can do this.
Yeah, you just keep going.
This is really therapeutic. Do you just get a whole bunch of girls that come in and paint and drink wine?
We do. A lot of that, but also mother-daughter combinations, dates, just
All of it.
all of it.
Okay, now what? Do we keep going?
So keep going till we cover the entire canvas, and
Okay.
probably don't have time for all of that. But
We'll
how
do a
about
little
we
more.
mix some things up? So
Let's do
now
it.
you still have some red on your brush.
Okay.
A lot of people are afraid of that. They want to brush it. They want to rinse it out. But just go right into the yellow.
Oh, don't.
Grab some yellow.
Painting has no boundaries.
Just get messy.
Yes.
And then go right to the edge of your swirls.
Okay.
And swirl some yellow into it.
I mean,
Just
put
keep going.
elbow
Woo!
grease
And
in.
some elbow, and you can make it as whole body as you'd like.
So do you teach these classes or do you have instructors?
I do. I have instructors. I just pretend teach, but I
And drink wine and have fun.
although I have taught a class now in a nursing home, which was really cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
I bet they love that.
it was really great.
So you can pet your pet, you can go to nursing homes, you can just do everything.
We do a lot of community support. But if you come to our studio, we have real qualified, educated, self-identifying artists who teach you this stuff step by step.
That's amazing. Let's do a little bit more and then I'll have you keep painting while I throw in some trivia.
Okay, sounds good. So just keep twirling.
Okay,
Keep twirling. So it's
okay.
going to turn to orange because, red and yellow make orange.
Yeah.
I just keep grabbing some more until you get it to more
This
yellow.
is actually fun. I'm kind of having a contest with myself. Like, can I make the next circle and next twirl a little bit better? So on your website, you have a list of the different types of paintings people can choose from. So you can go from crazy midnight whatever to the ocean to your animal. And is it, you just pick the theme that you want to register for?
You actually pick the painting you're interested in.
That's really cool.
So 2 decisions you have to make: what you like,
Yeah,
and then when your friends are available.
that's important. Or just come by yourself.
People do that too.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. I
Yeah.
love it. Okay, well, keep going. I want to see
All
what you
right,
can
all right.
create.
Sounds good.
But it's time for HitaTalk trivia.
I'm a little worried.
Nope. It's HitaTalk trivia is amazing. I've actually learned a lot of things from my guests through my own trivia. But I'm going to see if I can stump you. But let's talk about art trivia. Okay? It's kind of what you do.
Yeah.
All right. What is Art Nouveau? Have you heard of that word, that phrase, Art Nouveau?
I have, but I really don't know.
Take a wild guess. Make something up. You're probably going to be right.
This is where I'm not an artist comes in. New art?
There's a specific movement and a time, a genre and time, a time period. Take one stab as to what time frame that was.
The 20s?
Art and design movement of the 1890s was known as Art Nouveau with flowery decorative patterns. So
Okay.
you're not too far off.
Okay.
We'll just count that as a win because you tried.
Oh my God. Can I just preview these questions?
No, I worked so hard to get these. It's very hard for me to come up with trivia. I get stressed, but I want to make sure it's fun and relatively easy. Name this technique. It's a constant stream of paint splattered onto a large canvas. I gave it away, but you weren't watching.
The Paula technique?
Dripping, really.
Dripping.
Because you just splatter it and it kind of drips.
Okay.
I know.
like it.
My team's all like, oh, I'm learning things.
I'm learning things. You're kind of embarrassing me, but okay.
You're going to get this one. White wine is generally made with white or green grapes. My favorite wine is Moscato. Can you name 3 red wines?
Okay. Pinot Noir. Cabernet. The third one. Merlot.
Ding, ding, ding.
Finally! I guess I'm more expert at wine.
I did what Ellen does. So Ellen gives you a fact, switches it up, and then asks you a random question.
You're pretty awesome.
Well, hey, you're pretty awesome. And ladies and gentlemen, that is Mila Krol from Pinot's Palette. Check her out, pinotspalette.com/St. Louis Park. Check her out on Facebook, and we'll see you there. And until then, see you guys later.